Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of May 16th, 2021. It is the semifinals and final of the first round bracket for the Intercontinental Champion Tournament. Max, who are our winners in this here competition?
All right, we're going to have Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig, against Cody Rhodes, and then Dwayne Rock Johnson against Carlito.
Damn, there's a whole lot of multi-generational Intercontinental family feuds here going on. Well, I won the last round, which means I get to decide who starts off, and I'm going to defer to you, sir, Luke the Big Dog Williams.
All right, so I get Cody Rhodes.
You get Cody Rhodes. Start us off whenever you sir.
Cody Rhodes. I could go on and talk about the lineage and the family history, but that's not going to do me any good against Mr. Perfect because they both come from that kind of a background.
Yeah, true.
What I am going to say is that when you think about Mr. Perfect, yes, you think about the title reign, but when you think about Cody Rhodes, his was longer. His title reigns were longer because it's a different time. Cody Rhodes also has held the Intercontinental title, I think, 3 times. I could be wrong, but I think it's 3 times. And like I said, in the modern world of professional wrestling, the people who he was defending against on a weekly basis, a title was defended usually every week on Raw or SmackDown. It was on SmackDown at the time. Cody Rhodes, still in the youth of his career, it could happen. He could be back in the WWE before it's over with. Highly unlikely, but it could happen. True. And if he could go right back into contention for the Intercontinental title. Cody Rhodes.
That's fair. That's a valid argument.
Still got time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unlike...
I'm going to start... Don't you dare.
I didn't.
I was
going to say The Rock.
When you talk about people that Cody Rhodes, that Curt Hennig defended the Intercontinental Championship against, guys like Ken Shamrock, Steve Blackman, the Hearts, British Bulldog, guys with legitimate professional wrestling backgrounds, guys from the Minnesota Club, guys who protected themselves in the ring, guys who had a much longer and much more prolific tenure as being extremely good professional technical wrestlers. Mm-hmm. You don't get better than that ilk. He didn't defend his championship against mid-carders, and he defended it as often as he was requested to, via pay-per-views, via Monday Night Raws, via extension shows like Sunday Night Heat and Saturday Night's Main Events. Curt Hennig was a defending Intercontinental Champion, and if not for his untimely passing, probably could have gone on to hold that belt on several more occasions. He was also handpicked by the Hart family to feud later on for the world title, should Bret Hart have gotten the world title in another period in which they both would have been part of the company, because of his performance and because of his success. Damn.
Now, there's something I'm going to say, but I'm going to wait till he makes his prediction, or his pick, because there's a grievance in something there. Not so much a grievance, but something I want to add. But go ahead.
I think I'm going to go with Mr. Perfect on that one.
It's a good call. Now, I'm going to actually say it because it has to do with Mr. Perfect. While I did not mean to put out, and this is for you watching at home, I did not mean to put out that Curt Hennig was not a defending champion.
Oh, of course not.
No, but the difference between the defending of championships is WWF at that time only had 4 pay-per-views and didn't have a weekly show. So he was defending, yes, but it wasn't televised, so a lot of people didn't get to see those defenses.
Monday Night Raw,
no, he was Intercontinental Champion for the last time in '91. Raw didn't take place till '93.
Well, they still had their syndicated weekly television spots.
Yeah, but they were wrestling jobbers. It wasn't like they were defending against anybody. But anyway, that was my point.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I wasn't.
A wider audience saw Cody defended for sure.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. No,
I wasn't trying to say that he wasn't a defending champion. I'm just saying there's a lot less out there of him defending.
I totally agree.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, I totally agree. Curt Hennig would have been my pick too.
Yeah.
Henning.
Before we go and start our next one, I want
every time he says it, I cringe.
I know.
From our last video, Mr. Perfect is only a second-generation wrestler. Not
as of right now.
We haven't established that yet. I'm allowed 24 hours. I'm allowed 24 hours.
All right.
I'm allowed 24 hours.
You're still going to be wrong.
I'm not.
You're still going to be wrong.
When he is, I want a video that states it on Facebook.
If I'm wrong, I will admit it, but I've got 24 hours.
All right. Then let's move on.
It's going to be a long 24 hours to admit.
His dad was some Minnesota jobber that fucking wrestled the Panhandle territory.
He was a bear handler.
Anyway, round 2.
All right, round 2. Caleb, you won the last one.
I did.
That's good. Yeah.
I think I will start this.
I would if I were you.
You got Carlito.
All right. Carlito, Caribbean Cool, as we mentioned before, the first Intercontinental Champion of Caribbean descent. And
Yes.
again, retailing of what I said before, won his Intercontinental Championship his very first night on the flagship show. Spent all of his time on Monday Night Raw defending against the Blue Chippers. And what you might not have realized is during that house show schedule was featured on almost every single house show as a defending Intercontinental Champion. Would even defend it in a series of he was Intercontinental Champion when he wrestled in the Elimination Chamber match against. We've already seen that.
I've read that.
Go away! I've got 24 hours. God damn it!
That was your fault.
Go for it.
Carlito, Carlito was Intercontinental Champion when he went into the Elimination Chamber at New Year's Resolution. He defended that Intercontinental Championship against main event players, held the title against main event players, and this was during a period of guys like John Cena and Batista, who were at the top tier of the industry. Carlito Caribbean Cool, for an active participant during the Ruthless Aggression era, was an Intercontinental Champion that you have to consider as one of the best.
You still got 5.
Time.
Okay.
He also spits in the face of people who don't want to be.
He does. Well, not now because it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't want his spit on me anyway. It's fucking gross. So I got The Rock, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. All right. We'll go with 30. Why not?
That's fine.
The Rock.
The Croc.
The most electrifying man in sports entertainment. The biggest Hollywood draw of all time.
Rob.
One of, if not arguably, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, regardless of what this tournament says. The Rock has defended, again, like I said in the past, against people like Ken Shamrock, people against Stone Cold, Triple H. If it wasn't for The Rock proving that the Intercontinental title was the workhorse title at the time that he was, people like, unfortunately, Carlito, people like Shelton Benjamin, people like Chris Jericho, no one would have had the run with the Intercontinental title if it wasn't The Rock laying the way for all of these people.
I hope Rock wins.
The Rock, who the Die Rocky Die and stuff like that, when he first came out and won the title, he wasn't The Rock. He was Rocky Maivia, and the crowd shit on it. He turned it around, became the People's Champ, will always be the People's Champ. He's The Rock. He's my pick to win this whole thing. The Rock.
It's a very valid argument.
It is it not?
It is a valid argument.
I don't
so
think
much so that it won.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that I could argue against that even for Carlito.
Putting Carlito against The Rock is a hard
Wasn't
sell.
unfair.
It's a hard sell.
call.
Yeah.
But
I mean, him
Well,
against
you have
Pedro
to
was
look
a hard
that's what I'm
sell,
saying. You have
too.
to look at star power versus longevity. The
Yeah.
Rock could still come back and wrestle today. So, I mean, Carlito can too, clearly. But
Clearly.
who's going to sell more tickets? Carlito's fun for a Royal Rumble pop, but you can't put him on a marquee for a main event. And you can't with Kurt Hennig either.
I mean, well, not now. But, I mean, it makes sense, though. It makes
Oh, my
sense.
heart. You got to start making it deceased. All right, this is our rebuttal time, right? Where we get a chance to rebuttal?
Yeah. We'll go ahead and rebuttal instead of arguing for them again because of the time.
Yeah.
We'll just rebuttal for our picks.
My rebuttal starts as follows.
Go.
The Rock was replaced by an actor named Dwayne Johnson, who performed all of his own stunts. The Rock hasn't been seen in many, many moons. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson lives in Hollywood, as far away from... Oh my God, I know the exact rebuttal I just set up there. No, you made an argument, you made a very valid point about The Rock using the title as a workhorse title to elevate himself to the main event. And that is absolutely true. It was also true when Curt Hennig did it 4 years prior and wrestled all of the top main event superstars as an Intercontinental Champion without having to work his way up on his own merit.
Could have destroyed
Because when he walked through the door, he was already Mr. Perfect.
He was.
He didn't have to fight.
He
Didn't have to claw. He was already at the top level of competition. And that absolutely has to be considered because nobody walks in day one as who they purport to be. Mr. Perfect did. And he did all the way until the time that he passed away. That should also be remembered. That's my time.
I'm so glad it is because you're about to get destroyed, sir.
I doubt it.
All right. I will go at 30.
Go for it.
The Rock made it to Hollywood, and why wouldn't he have? He was the most charismatic person on WWE TV in our lifetime.
Rock is it?
Cut his own promos. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, whatever. Mr. Perfect wasn't Mr. Perfect till he got to the WWE. He was Curt Hennig.
That's true.
Also, yes, he did elevate himself to main level status. Curt Hennig did. But he wasn't the world champion. And he wasn't The Rock.
But he was Intercontinental Champion.
He was Intercontinental Champion, yeah, sure.
That's what we're
The Rock's been world champ. He's been in 3 different generations and decades. The Rock is the man. There's no more I can say about it. I love Mr. Perfect.
Not as time as
Don't get me wrong.
It's not about
But
that.
I can go online right now and get a cameo from The Rock. I can't from Mr. Perfect.
Oh,
Time.
that is so unfair.
Time!
That is so unfair.
Time!
That also remind me to tell you this really terrible joke that I
I will when we're not on camera, yeah.
It's clear, but just so everyone knows, that one goes to The Rock.
Yeah, I kind of
Wrong
figured.
choice.
I don't.
I'm not going to use my power of veto yet. But that's the wrong.
I don't agree. It's the wrong choice, but it was the wrong way. It was the wrong way to get there, but it
was the
got there.
lackluster Intercontinental Champion.
I know. See, I don't buy that.
He didn't really start becoming into his own as The Rock until he was The Rock. However, I'm not going to argue against it. The Rock is the winner of the first round tournament here.
Who didn't get past in the GOAT tournament? Never left the first bracket of the GOAT tournament.
No, so he's got a chance.
Which is strange.
He's got a chance.
And at least 80
names left.
current or past Intercontinental Champions remaining on our list.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's an 8-man bracket apiece. That's like an 11-person bracket we can run with.
They might not all go through.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
also, one of those names is a wild card.
Correct.
So
strap in,
Mr.
kids.
Perfect can come
All
back,
right.
you know.
Stay tuned. We've got, for the rest of the week, there's going to be another bracket tournament dropping at some point.
Yes.
So make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. Follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Leave us a comment down below and stay tuned.
People are going to hate me.
No, they're not.